All right, so let's do it.
All right, so basically, we're right in the middle of Siem Reap here. It's like smack dab in the heart of town, but it's kind of got this countryside vibe to it, which is why this was the spot that we picked to do our pilot nature center. Yeah. So it's one of the few spots in Siem Reap where you're going to be like centrally located. The key to us is we want it to be like within cycling distance from the nearest high schools.
Oh yeah.
So that the local kids can just come here very easily. So literally, Angkor High School is about, I don't know, 300 meters that way. So we're very close to the nearest school.
I saw a kid walking back. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got, countryside life happening right out front of our gate, which is great.
That is great.
So this whole front wall will be covered with Tamara's design work, as well as some interactive designs that we're doing. So we want, basically, if people show up and we're closed for some reason, it's almost like they get like a teaser of what's going on inside.
Right.
So we'll have information about some of the rare species in Cambodia with some doors to lift up and some interactive signs.
Cool.
Our main sign is kind of just temporarily hung like this, but in the end we'll have it actually mounted a little bit further out here with life-size elephants, Siamese crocodile, and everything cut out behind it, so that when you kind of round the corner there, you'll look this way and you'll be able to immediately go, oh, that must be the nature center.
Sure.
We're also probably going to build like a rustic fence kind of along this border here.
Yeah.
Make almost like a picnic area out here, and along the fence we'll have species fact sheets for the different water birds that you'll see in this marshy area.
And what's the goal? What's the goal of the Discovery Center in general? Like,
so essentially, what this place is it's a place that is going to serve as a easily accessible place to promote appreciation for nature in Cambodia. And so, I got into conservation myself simply because I grew up visiting zoos, visiting nature centers, visiting aquariums, and getting excited about nature. And Cambodia has nothing like that. There's literally nothing in this entire country where people can go to learn about science and nature and conservation in an educational way. Right. And so it's no surprise, therefore, that the kind of understanding of nature and appreciation of nature is so low here. And that's what this place is.
Teach them about it.
Setting out to change.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So this whole gate, we've got actually a really nice design that Christy has done for us.
Good old Christy Pink.
Christy Pink.
If you guys were at the Halloween party with us, she was the peacock.
Yep, the undead peacock.
The undead peacock.
So we've just started growing some veggies. We're doing all organic farming here, and essentially this isn't the final presentation. We're actually going to have a butterfly garden here with a little nature trail running through it.
Oh, awesome.
So we're going to build a little nature path coming this way. It'll kind of loop around behind. We'll have an orchid garden going there with different orchid species. The whole idea is just have it be kind of self-guided exploration, right? With information signs along the way, little treasure hunts to do, challenges, things.
That's cool, man. Like so have you gone putt-putt golfing?
I mean,
like here. so they have this putt golf here, and it was pretty fun. It was worth going to once. Mm-hmm. But you just kind of walk around, and it's got replicas of Angkor Wat and stuff like that.
Little models.
Yeah, and so it's like that. It's like putt golf, except it's with nature and science.
No golf, but instead you're just learning about the local plants,
which is way cooler. Which is way cooler. Okay.
And again, nobody does it here, so.
Right.
Really, we're just filling a niche that doesn't exist.
Right.
That's the pool, which I actually wish didn't exist.
You wish the pool didn't exist?
Really, because I don't really like swimming, and it's $100 a month extra for electric and maintenance, so, that could be going to something.
You don't like swimming?
Not particularly.
I think you just,
I don't mind sitting
throw some gators in there and get some real nature going.
That's literally, that joke has been made probably every single time I bring somebody. So here we're going to do a hanging vegetable garden. We'll probably do an outdoor classroom under this table.
Oh,
so
cool.
For small student groups, we'll set up a table here. We might even set up a projector, covered projector.
Yeah. Doing
some sort of outdoor activity there. The pool will be fenced off so that nobody can get in and drown.
Or be eaten by the crocodiles.
Or be eaten by the crocodiles. And then actually, under here, we're actually working with somebody from the American Museum of Natural History, as well as one of our volunteers who teaches at an international school here, who are developing kind of like a mobile planetarium.
What?
And that would be, again, the first planetarium in Cambodia. So
cool.
If we get funding for this, the guy from AMNH, Carter Emmett, and one of our volunteers are going to work to test it out here, see if it works,
Awesome.
And they've got this amazing software which can stream like live views of the Earth on a day-to-day basis.
Dude.
You can literally watch weather happening in Cambodia, and you can literally see time lapses of like the past week where you can watch transpiration happening over Cambodian forests.
That's
you can
awesome.
literally see clouds forming over Cambodian rainforests.
That's super cool.
Live, like from a week's time lapse. So that might happen up behind there.
All right.
And then we're probably going to do something in relation to insects and invertebrates in this kind of corner. Mm-hmm. So the good folks, our good friends over at the Bante Soy Butterfly Center, have offered to come down and help us set up a insect house, stick breeding program, and a butterfly breeding program.
Nice.
So if we do that, that whole wall will kind of be insect cages where we'll be breeding butterflies and stick bugs. And initially our idea is to just let them go, because we'll have many more flowers in this little garden area.
Right.
This is going to be the orchid house, so
Awesome.
filled with orchids and information about orchids. So our initial idea is just to let the butterflies go, and that should attract more birds as well. And then we'll also do...
Attract more birds. So we're going to let the butterflies go so they can get slaughtered and eaten.
Yeah.
That is the circle of life.
You know?
Yeah.
And then this is our little model farm. So it's not quite finished yet. We've just kind of started developing it, I mean, just a few weeks ago, honestly, and it's already growing pretty quickly. We're going to have our composting station here, so we'll have a 3-staged compost system.
Right.
We'll have a trail running around the whole thing, information signs about how to do compost, how to do organic farming, and essentially all throughout the area will be little, just very simple lessons on sustainable practices in terms of agriculture and farming. And, yeah, so that's the outside area, and come on inside. So this is our pilot center. So basically, we've developed a plan for a massive nature discovery center. I mean, almost like Museum of Natural History style, right?
Right.
200, 300, 400 visitors at any given moment.
Right.
So we've developed those designs, but we don't have a couple $1 million lying around to do that. So in the interim...
I left mine at home.
Yeah, right. So in the interim, we've rented this house. It's a 4-bedroom villa. It's like $700 a month. So
Nice.
not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. That's what you get in Cambodia. So it's just big enough for us to do what we wanted. We wanted a place that was relatively inexpensive, that was big enough for us to have indoor and outdoor activities, that was big enough for us to have a classroom, and allow us to set up some interactive stations. So it's very much a work in progress. Everything that you're seeing now...
Because you just moved in, right? Like
we moved in 2 months ago.
Right.
So this is all brand new. But essentially what we're going to have is all of these surfaces, right? These weren't here a few months ago. So we've built all of these out of shipping pallets and bamboo.
Nice.
So we bought old shipping pallets for $1 each. And the bamboo comes in bundles of about a big bundle for about $2. So the cost has been negligible, and of course bamboo is a fast-growing grass.
Right.
Shipping pallets were just scrap wood, so it's all kind of sustainably sourced, sustainably harvested. And myself and 2 local guys worked on the design and construction of these surfaces. And essentially they're countertops for us to put our activities on.
Right.
So the activities are all still being designed. We do a weird amount of graphic design here, so we got to make it look good.
Look. Their shit looks good, though. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're making nature look good, you know?
Right.
So this whole thing will be this interactive learning center.
Yeah.
So everything in here will be interactive, educational, we'll have lots of information.
It's already interactive because I'm already touching it.
Yeah, so basically, this is the conservation wall.
Okay.
So this whole wall is going to be in relation to conservation, and to picture it when it's finished, there's going to be real rocks kind of spilling onto the table. There's going to be bamboo and plants and tree branches hanging everywhere, so it's almost like you'll walk into the jungle here.
Right.
Right, so it'll be nicely decorated with everything.
Cool.
And then before you start the conservation wall, we're going to have a threats wall. So this whole wall here is going to be covered with different threats. We've actually got, this was donated to us by the Ministry of Environment. This is the stock of a custom-made air gun, which is one of the means that poachers use to hunt wildlife here. So they'll typically make these compressed air guns that are deadly, and they'll use them for poaching endangered species like banteng, gaur. Like these, I mean, these are deadly weapons. They can bring down a big ungulate.
Awful.
So all of these different threats. There's a crossbow, an old traditional crossbow. fishing traps. All of these will be mounted to the wall. Here's one of the most common hunting tools in Cambodia, a slingshot. Very simple slingshot. This was confiscated by Beetree and donated to us.
Nice, confiscated.
Yeah, I mean, they do forest patrols to protect that community forest with the rangers. So
guys, we gotta go to Beetree. Check that shit out. They're confiscating stuff and swinging on zip lines.
Just don't go out with Ben Davis at night.
Okay.
I mean, you can.
Yeah.
But like, be ready for action.
Okay. I feel like anytime you go
Just kidding, right?
I feel like anytime you go out in Siem Reap, you got to be ready for action at any moment because you never know what you're going to get. You could run into anybody, and then just things go terribly. Yeah.
So actually, right where you're standing, we're going to have one more table.
Christy, how are you? Good. This is my live camera, as you know.
Nice.
He's live streaming.
Did I talk to you about this?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to be. All right. So wait, where we're standing?
So right where you're standing, there's going to be one more activity station.
Okay.
So that's going to be two-sided. The first side will be a dinosaur dig. So we actually have a mini T-Rex skeleton.
Word.
And we're going to bury it in the ground, and the kids are going to have to dig it up and assemble it. And so the whole point of that activity is just to have them understand how understanding paleontology kind of helps you understand biodiversity today.
The stream was like, we want to go on a poaching stream. Wait, no, like catching poachers stream.
Might happen at Beetree, you never know.
Yeah.
Only a night vision camera.
Yeah, all right, perfect. We'll go, guys.
So then on the other side of it, we have the insect station. So it's all about insect diversity, insect ecosystem services.
Right.
Over here, we're developing a touchscreen app using PowerPoint, actually.
Nice.
And we're going to buy a touchscreen monitor and set up the PowerPoint in kiosk mode, and so it becomes this whole touchscreen interactive activity. And the table will be covered with biofacts, and so the activity will give you a challenge relating to one of the biofacts. So it'll be like, you click on the tiger skull, and it'll give you a challenge.
Right.
And it's just teaching you about wildlife science and kind of anatomy all at the same time.
Something about that dude has better hair on his scalp than he does on his cheeks. Which that's mouthful of Tide Pods. He cuts me down daily, and it's very refreshing. It's always nice.
I do something different every week.
You know how
some weeks it's the mutton chops, some weeks it's the.
Some people have morning affirmation. Some people have someone that really uplifts you, and a mouthful of Tide Pods comes in and is just like the opposite of that, whatever that is. Yeah.
Well, when you don't have hair, you gotta
mix it up. Yeah, you gotta figure it out.
Mix it up.
Got some good eyebrows. Okay.
This is going to be a tree. So we're building a giant rainforest jungle tree here. Branches going out across the ceiling.
Cool.
We'll have model animals living in the tree. We'll have I Spy games for the kids. This one is going to be the birds of Cambodia. So that's what those things are. Those are all life-size Cambodian bird cutouts.
This is life size?
These are all life-size.
This bird is real life size?
That's a green pea fowl. That's tiny. This is a 2.5 meter wingspan of a greater adjutant stork. There's about 1,000 left on planet Earth, and a couple hundred of them live about 20 kilometers to the south in Tonle Sap Lake. So one of the rarest birds in the world, right here in Siem Reap.
It's amazing.
This is a greater hornbill, and so basically what we're doing is it's just a very simple, almost paper airplane-like construction here.
Yeah.
So we do the profile, and we do the wingspan.
Right.
And they just kind of stick together.
I used to build those planes all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Those things are awesome.
And those are all going to be hung in a flock here, going upstairs in a big kind of beautiful design. So
Awesome.
this whole surface is for an interactive activity on the birds of Cambodia. This is Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey.
She's the one designing the bird activity. So there she is. And they'll all be flying up there, and we'll have kind of information about bird diversity and bird anatomy around here.
Cool.
This area, which is just temporarily decorated with our stuff from the event on Saturday, this is actually going to be a living terrarium. So we're going to have a 1.5 meter tall tank filled with plants and self-contained water cycles, self-contained food chains, the whole system.
Cool. Is that it? Or do you have marketing questions?
We can pop into our office. This is our office. That's Lula, and that's Samban.
Hello.
Twitch guys.
It's like Facebook Live. I'm just showing people. I'm just dropping into people's lives and just I'm telling them immediately.
So this guy, Salman, stick your face in the camera. So this is like the David Attenborough of Cambodia.
Yeah.
So this is Chea Salman. He's the narrator of our film. And we're trying to kind of like turn him into Cambodia's David Attenborough. So
perfect.
He'll be narrating kind of all of the nature videos that we do.
And how long have you guys worked here?
In this office?
No, like together on Fauna Focus.
2014.
2013
we from Sicily and 14 we started to make it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So 14 till now.
Wow.
I think maybe
It's a long time.
5-6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, so that's our little mini office.
Cool. Nice to meet you.
And then, again, everything very much work in progress.
Right.
So upstairs, we're actually going to have our classroom / cinema.
Okay.
Also, as we go up the stairs, this wall will actually have a jungle with information about montane habitats in Cambodia, water cycle, nutrient cycle, soil processes,
Right.
All with kind of interactive little elements, so you can kind of stop along the way and learn something. Birds will all be hanging here.
Mouthful of Tide Pods, man. You missed the water buffalo outside. I'll show you in a second.
This is our studio, which is under construction because we've just got all sorts of gear that we need to set up. But this is what
Did you take all these photos? Like, is this your guys' stuff?
Yeah, this is all my photos. That's from Beach Read, actually.
That's from Beach Read?
That's from Beach Read, yeah.
Nice, dude.
Green peafowl. This is different from a peacock. I know you're all looking at this and go, oh, it's a peacock. So, little random science lesson here. Peacock just means male peafowl.
Oh.
So the female wouldn't be called a peacock, the female would be called a peahen, and the babies would be a pea-chick.
Yeah.
But the one that you guys, I'm sure, are all thinking of is the Indian peafowl. That's the real name of the one that you're thinking of, I guarantee it. That's the one with the blue neck.
Yeah.
He's got a pom-pom on his head.
Yeah, he's
right?
doing his thing.
Does the thing with the tail.
Yeah.
This is the green peafowl, which is a completely different species. They've got the straight
Yeah, hood. Guys, we gotta get our peacock terminology together. We gotta get our shit together.
green neck instead of blue
We've
neck.
been calling it wrong our whole time.
These guys are more in Southeast Asia than India, but more importantly, this is an endangered species. And the one in India is incredibly common and has been introduced and breeds everywhere. They're in Australia, they're in America.
Got one at the zoo in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Every single zoo in America has bred these guys, and now they can't stop them from breeding. They just breed like crazy.
Indian pea-bird?
Indian peafowl.
Peafowl.
That's the one that's
Taking all the glory
But
from
this
this
one,
guy.
endangered species, probably going to be critically endangered in the next 10 years or so.
Damn it.
And mostly because of hunting for their meat, their eggs, and of course the tail feathers.
I don't believe this guy. I'm just gonna call that shit a peacock. I believe you, mouthful of Tide Pods. That seems like something you would do.
So this is going to be our classroom. It's a bit of
too.
a mess right
Really
now,
good.
but we'll have 2 big tables here. We'll probably be able to fit about 16 students at any given moment. These are some of our lesson materials that we have that are being sorted and organized. But yeah, so we try to make everything kind of interactive and fun. So this is a game on animal adaptations, physical and behavioral adaptations. This is on animal diversity. So we've got
Is that a real foot?
mammal.
Or real
This is a
talents?
life-size talon for golden eagle.
Okay.
So it's just a model.
Word.
But it's giving those students something to touch and
Yeah.
hold on to and really get that physical connection with nature. Yeah, all of these are scientific models of.
Hold on. Here's water buffalo for you. Out there. We'll go. I'll drive back by him again.
This whole area is actually going to be our observation platform. So we'll have basically a sign depicting Siem Reap's urban wildlife. So all of the birds, the butterflies, the lizards, things that you're likely to see from standing right here, we're going to have kind of an information sign on them.
Right.
That way people can kind of come out here and we'll set up bird feeders and butterfly feeders around, so
Cool.
try to attract more wildlife.
What is this?
This is the Cambodian Ecosystems board game. So this we designed ourselves. This is Christy and myself did. Christy did most of the work, to be honest. But essentially, it's a board game. This is actually lesson 6 from our wildlife club. So lesson 6 in our wildlife club is Cambodia ecosystems.
Okay.
So instead of just doing a presentation like this is the wetland and this is the dry forest and this is the rainforest, we designed the board game instead. So all the same lessons, but the students kind of learn it themselves by playing the game.
Awesome.
And so you've got different animal cards. Each animal is found in a different ecosystem, has different ecosystem needs, has different habitat requirements. So you have to gather the correct habitat resources for that animal, and then once you've made sure that you have the correct resources, then you can play the animal back out into nature. So
Cool.
kind of replenishing Cambodia's natural ecosystems with wildlife.
Nice.
And that's going to double as both our screen for classes as well as for a little cinema. So we'll have blackout curtains everywhere.
Right.
So when we're not having a lesson, we're going to be showing our nature film on a loop.
Nice.
So we've got this kind of built-in screening system here. And then the last part is really just this little empty area here. And this is really just going to be for special exhibits. So our first one that we're going to do is probably on Mekong ecosystems. So it's on the south of the Mekong, but we'll have basically the ability to rotate and have different artists come in and set up an exhibition. So we're going to do a wild animal scrapyard art championship.
Cool.
So essentially make it open to locals, and anybody in Siem Reap basically can build a Cambodian animal out of old plastic or old waste items, and the best ones are going to be on display here with information about the real species. So,
Cool.
just setting up little fun animal art displays. So hopefully all of this will be mostly finished in the next 2 months. And next time you guys come back here, there will be a jungle here. So this is the jungle classroom. So
Very
this
cool.
will all be jungle.